Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, SetJet quietly shutters operations. Delta announces Eclipse-Chasing flight. General Aviation takes aim at Senate Section 315. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. SetJet quietly shutters operations. SetJet, a private jet operator hoping to carve out a niche offering by-the-seat charter flights, has quietly folded up shop and closed down after running out of investor money. For the firm's almost 3,000-strong membership base, the news is bad all around, according to an apologetic but disappointing email. SetJet's operations are completely closed, with no customer service lines taking calls, and all employees retired with immediate effect. And to those who had prepaid for future flights or been billed for membership, there will be no refunds, but at least there won't be any future billing. In short, the firm simply couldn't continue spending money it no longer had, particularly after missing out on a desired bridge loan that would have provided a couple years of operational funding at 2023 scale. SetJet had been delaying a planned IPO come merger earlier this year, hoping to extend timelines to join up with a special purpose acquisition company past a February 21st deadline. SetJet's system relied on a Costco-like membership, where customers paid a $100 per month fee to be able to book seats on its Challenger 850 flights in the southwestern USA. Its network included the LA Orange County area, Scottsdale, Las Vegas, Aspen, and an extra southerly leg in Cabo San Lucas. After the break, FAA halts expansion at Lakewood Airport due to Sport-Aviation bias.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. FAA halts expansion at Lakewood Airport due to Sport-Aviation bias. The FAA has stepped in to pause expansion plans at Lakewood Municipal Airport thanks to the township's distaste for skydiving operations, despite the airport's extensive history with the sport. Lakewood Airport management doesn't like any of their new expansion being earmarked for parachuting, skydiving, and the like, but the airport's receipt of federal dollars in the past means they have to allow a wide range of aeronautical use, because of course those are the rules. Until then, the FAA confirms that iSkydive America, a regional skydiving company from Michigan, will retain its footing there. UTI-Miramar gets A&P program signed off by FAA. Universal Technical Institute has received FAA approval for its airframe and power plant technician program at its Miramar campus, with classes now underway. Students in the 18-month airframe and power plant program at Miramar will learn to diagnose, repair, and maintain aircraft and power plant components. Graduates will be prepared to pursue entry-level careers in the aviation field. They also will be eligible to apply and test for an FAA-issued mechanic certificate. UTI-Miramar is the 5th campus to offer an aircraft mechanic program. Sustainability focus at Aero-Friedrichshafen. The big European aviation exhibition is once again on for the spring, with Aero Friedrichshafen running from April 17th to the 20th. This year will place a focus on the future of aviation, allowing exhibitors to show off the latest and greatest in sustainable fuels, propulsion systems, aerodynamic advancements, and innovations that, quote, lead aviation into the future, end quote. The capstone of the exhibition will take place on Saturday, the final day of the show, when a bevy of electric aircraft will take to the air. Sun & Fun 2024 announces Dylan Scott as substitute for injured Trace Adkins. Sun & Fun has had big plans for opening day, but a change-up has been required after headliner Trace Adkins managed to suffer an injury. He will not be able to perform at Sun & Fun 2024, and in his stead, the opening day concert will feature Dylan Scott with special guest Sarah Evans. The SNF crew notes they, quote, look forward to seeing you at the concert on Tuesday, April 9th, 2024 at 6 p.m., end quote. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Delta announces Eclipse-Chasing flight. Delta Airlines will be offering passengers a chance to view the upcoming solar eclipse from the air, using an Airbus A220-300 with, quote, premium viewing, extra-large windows, unquote, to follow the path of the eclipse at its peak. Delta Flight DL-1218 will take off from Austin, Texas at 12:15 Central and land in Detroit, Michigan at 16:20 Eastern, following a track that will provide them the greatest exposure to the eclipse throughout the flight. That is subject, as always, to ATC routing, weather, and assorted variables. Eric Beck, Managing Director of Domestic Network Planning, said, quote, this flight is the result of significant collaboration and exemplifies the close teamwork Delta is known for, from selecting an aircraft with larger windows to determining the exact departure time from Austin and the experiences at the gate and in the air. Delta notes that a few more flights will have less thorough exposure to the eclipse, but should offer a little extra fun for those traveling aboard. Warren Weston, Delta Airlines lead meteorologist, said, quote, the April 8th eclipse is the last total eclipse we'll see over North America until 2044. This eclipse will last more than twice as long as the one that occurred in 2017, and the path is nearly twice as wide, end quote. And after these messages, General Aviation takes aim at Senate Section 315.
I think it's a very important thing to share the joy and love of flying. Our customers fly to remote places. They use our products to go places that are difficult to get to. Halts has been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support, as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demands. And it is that shared experience and the joy of flying that brings us all back and charges all of our batteries up.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Welcome back. General Aviation takes aim at Senate Section 315. A group of GA-related stakeholders addressed proposed Senate regulations that would have, quote, significant and insurmountable, end quote, impact on small operators around the country. The group includes a wide variety of big industry names related to general aviation, parachuting, and warbird operations, each throwing their weight behind a letter urging lawmakers to reconsider regs surrounding parachute use and air tours. Quote, we write to highlight our concerns that as currently drafted, Section 315 entitled Air Tour and Sport Parachuting Safety of the Senate's FAA Reauthorization Act of 2023 will, if enacted, have significant and insurmountable direct impacts on thousands of small general aviation businesses and the airports at which they operate, end quote. It gives a rundown of the broad bipartisan support seen in the FAA reauthorization bill, while noting that it passed without similarly difficult provisions last July. The group notes that small business surrounding air tourism provide an important commercial stimulus to communities thanks to their small-town locations and far-flung sceneries, often making them the only game in town for future aviators to gain experience in the industry. Passing Section 315 would negatively impact them, introducing requirements that are nearly impossible to comply with. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!